स्वीकार कर रहे हैं।
So that is Prime Minister Narendra Modi right in front of us on this camera feed which is going from NDTV. That is Prime Minister performing one of the rituals as soon as he entered the temple premises. And now with that sound of Minister is continuing all the prayers and seeking blessings. He will now be heading towards the Shramiks or the artisans who have gathered here. He would be, perhaps saying a hello to them and thanking them. Now, Prime Minister going on the other side. The significance, of course, is that he has that the organizers here have organized water from the three rivers of India, which is Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati, and that is the water which has been used in this water body which is right here, and the significance is that this is almost a replica that they have tried to create of the Kashi Ghats, which is a mix of water and of course those steps which we can see there where the artisans are right now sitting. The Prime Minister's SPG all moving around. It's 5:17 and thereafter he enters the premises where the community has gathered, where the Indians have gathered, where there will be the Pran Pratishtha or the ceremony, the consecration ceremony, which will be followed by an address to all those who have gathered here. But in terms of messaging, in terms of symbolism, this visit of the Prime Minister to UAE is very, very high on symbolism. Remember when he arrived in New Delhi in 2014 as the Prime Minister, it was about Prime Minister Modi positioning himself as Hindu Hriday Samrat, and I would say that this is another high point in that messaging of the Prime Minister, besides that he constantly says about being a leader who has taken care of his people, someone who has emphasized on infrastructure, someone who has emphasized on various other aspects of development in India. But as he addressed the World Government Summit, this was his second address. Earlier, Prime Minister Modi had traveled to Dubai for the address of the World Government Summit. In fact, if I believe, Ankit, the audio is now coming of the Prime Minister entering the premises. Let's cut across to it and then wait perhaps when the Prime Minister arrives here.
Lok pavani he Gange Jhalesmin sannidhim kuru Om Shri Gangayai Namah Shri Gangam आवाहयामि स्थापयामि नमस्करोमि।
गंगा जी की धारा में जल कलश का सिंचन करके अब माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री मोदी जी भारत की पवित्र नदी यमुना में अपनी जलधारा बहाने के लिए आ रहे हैं।
संयुक्त अरब देशत्र सनातन सुमंदिरे पूते कालिंदी यमुने जलेस्मिन् सन्निधिं कुरु। ओम श्री यमुनायै नमः। श्री यमुनाम् आवाहयामि स्थापयामि नमस्करोमि।
गंगा जी और यमुना जी की धाराओं में जल कलश से जल का सिंचन करके अब प्रधानमंत्री श्री मोदी जी मंदिर की सोपान पंक्तियों को चढ़कर मंदिर में प्रवेश करेंगे।
मंदिरं सनातनम् स्वामी संकल्पितम्।
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री का मंदिर में स्वागत करने के लिए इस मंदिर के विश्वकर्मा निर्माता परम पूज्य प्रकट ब्रह्म स्वरूप महंत स्वामी महाराज है, उनके चरणों में अभिवंदना माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री कर रहे हैं।
सनातनं महंत स्वामी
शब्द सुमनों से स्वागत के बाद अब कलात्मक पुष्पहार से माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी जी परम पूज्य महंत स्वामी महाराज का अभिवादन कर रहे हैं। इस मंदिर की भेंट देने के लिए, मंदिर का उपहार देने के लिए कृतज्ञता से प्रधानमंत्री श्री ने स्वामी जी का सत्कार किया। महंत स्वामी महाराज भी उनका पुष्पहार से स्वागत सत्कार और अभिवादन कर रहे हैं। अब मंदिर का लोकार्पण महंत स्वामी महाराज के साथ माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री मोदी जी कर रहे हैं।
अथ मंदिरोद्घाटन विधिः अद्यात्र संयुक्तारब राष्ट्रे अबुधाबी नगरे विश्वैकता संवादिता प्रेम शांति इत्यादि मूल्य प्रसारणार्थम समस्त लोक कल्याणाय BAPS हिंदू मंदिरस्य उद्घाटनम् अहं करोमि।
As visitors walk into the temple, the first dome that will greet them is the Dome of Harmony. It consists of 5 layers that represent the 5 elements. The first layer is earth, represented by carvings of the world. The second layer is water, represented by the conch shells. The third layer is light, represented by the carvings of the sun. The fourth layer is wind, represented by galloping deers. And finally, the last layer is Akash, or space, which is represented by the moons and the stars. The messaging is simple, that places change and people change. So if since the beginning of time, these 5 elements, which are so distinct in nature, can create a beautiful world, you and I, who are just a little bit different, can come together and create a more harmonious world.
मंदिर के कलात्मक गुंबज का दर्शन करके अब माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री अक्षर पुरुषोत्तम महाराज के समक्ष आ रहे हैं। इन मूर्तियों की प्राण प्रतिष्ठा आज सुबह में ही परम पूज्य महंत स्वामी महाराज के कर कमलों से संपन्न हुई है। वेद उपनिषद में वर्णित ब्रह्म और परब्रह्म के स्वरूप समान ही यह अक्षर पुरुषोत्तम महाराज के समक्ष विराजमान होकर अब माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री मोदी जी वेदोक्त विधि से इस मूर्तियों का पूजन करेंगे। BAPS संस्था के स्थापक ब्रह्म स्वरूप शास्त्री जी महाराज का आज जन्मदिन है। उन्होंने अक्षर पुरुषोत्तम उपासना के मंदिरों की रचना का प्रारंभ किया था। पूरे विश्व में ब्रह्म स्वरूप योगी जी महाराज और प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज ने ऐसी सनातन उपासना के मंदिरों का निर्माण किया और आज अबू धाबी में ये मंदिर का लोकार्पण हो रहा है।
हम दोनों हाथ जोड़कर मंगलाचरण करेंगे। स्वामी नारायणारंभाम यज्ञ पुरुष मध्यमाम महंत स्वामी पर्यंताम वंदे गुरु परंपराम। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुर गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। स्वस्ति तिलकम्।
Right, and these are live pictures that we are getting from Abu Dhabi there, where Prime Minister Modi is in fact at the BAPS temple in Abu Dhabi, and the temple has in fact been thrown open for the first time today. This is of course the inauguration, part of the inauguration ceremony that Prime Minister Modi is chairing, and simultaneously of course you can see on your screens there are pictures coming in of different parts of the world where BAPS temples are located. This is of course the first Hindu stone, the biggest stone Hindu temple outside of India and the first Hindu temple in the UAE. The Prime Minister there, part of the ceremony, and remember that the BAPS Mandir has in fact been built on around 27 acres of land, and the land for this had in fact been finalized around 2018-2019, and finally this temple has in fact been inaugurated today by Prime Minister Modi himself. He is of course taking part in the rituals which had just started a short while back in Abu Dhabi. Right, let me go across to my colleague Maria Shakil, who's reporting from the temple premises there in Abu Dhabi. Maria, take us through what you can see around you, and the Prime Minister there, of course, leading the ceremonial the ceremonies which are being conducted there for the temple's inauguration.
Yes, so this is, if the camera could zoom in and show, this is one of the gates, for the entrance of the temple where the Prime Minister is, and the Pran Pratishtha or the consecration ceremony is happening. The inauguration has happened. This temple will be opened to the general public only on 1st of March. So they'll have to wait a little more and wait for the things to be a little more organized here. But yes, I think the high point will also be when the Prime Minister walks that path and interacts with those children who say that they have, taken those stones which are left over from this temple and put some colors to it. And those are around 3,000 of them, which they have painted with some messages of harmony, peace and love, which they will be distributing to all those VIPs who have gathered here. But yes, the interaction with the workers or the artisans, which we have seen that the Prime Minister often does, be it the Ram Temple in Ayodhya or the Kashi Vishwanath corridor that we saw in Kashi, and then Mahakal corridor in Ujjain. The Prime Minister does make that effort in which he interacts with them, says a big thank you for all the efforts that they have put in ensuring that this beautiful piece of actually comes through. So what we are told, and even as we look at those visuals coming from inside where the rituals are being performed, there'll be also an address by the Prime Minister, and that will be followed by this interaction, which again is significant in terms of that connect that he tries to build with the last man standing, if I may use that phrase rather loosely, I would say. But the parts or the pillars of this temple has come all the way from Rajasthan. The carvings happened there, and the artisans who are here actually were involved in ensuring that the color of the pink stone actually remains as pink as we can see right now. So certainly this is going to be seen as a big high point of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's diplomacy, his personal connect with the Middle East, and also that continuous messaging that he has tried to give in the last 10 years, that he has tried to reach out to the Middle East, to the Gulf countries, because he understands the presence of the Indian diaspora. The Indian diaspora is strong, 36 lakh here in UAE alone. So their contribution to the development and the economy here cannot be forgotten. But they are also ambassadors of India, something that we saw play out yesterday at Alan Modi event. But yes, I would say that in terms of the depiction, the symbolism, that presence in history, this would be seen as one of those moments, high points of Prime Minister Modi's foreign policy, where he has integrated culture in Middle East with the large Indian culture, the Hindu culture, sending a message that there is about coexistence, about ensuring peace and unity. Yes, those visuals continue to come from inside the temple premises, where the Prime Minister is performing the ceremony. He will be addressing the gathering there. Having covered the Ayodhya consecration ceremony just few days back, I would say, we can see almost the event organized along the same lines. The address by the Prime Minister, which we are told will be significant, is similar to what he gave, if you remember, in Ayodhya during the consecration ceremony of Ram Temple. But again, it is about that messaging. It is about Prime Minister Modi walking that extra mile, ensuring that personal bonhomie, the personal connect that he has built with world leaders, with world leaders actually translates into something which will be seen as a huge civilizational moment for India and particularly the Hindu community.
Right, Maria, of course, we can see that the Prime Minister there, as you said, that the optics are doing all the talking at the moment. And remember, this is, of course, coming in just a few weeks after the Grand Ram Mandir inauguration in Ayodhya. Now, Prime Minister Modi there leading the inauguration of the first big Hindu temple in the UAE, the first Hindu temple in the UAE in Abu Dhabi there, where Maria is reporting from. Let me also introduce my guests who are joining us on the broadcast today. Dr. Wael Awadh, senior international journalist and West Asia expert, and Ambassador Yogesh Gupta, former diplomat. In fact, we'll go across to them shortly. But first, let me go across to my colleague Maria Shakil, who has somebody there with her. Yes, Maria.
Yes, so we have a volunteer, Yogi Trivedi, with us, who will give us a quick itinerary of the Prime Minister, what all will happen in the next 1 hour.
So the Prime Minister arrived and he was first greeted in traditional Hindu Sanatani style with a garland and by the senior sadhus at the BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha. From there he walked over into this full immersion show that has been made to tell the story of the land donation, the construction of the temple according to the Shilpa Shastras that are tens of thousands of years old in Hindu Sanskriti. And then after that show was completed, he came to the front of the mandir and he went up. He performed the aarti. From there, he will come down and meet all of the Shilpis who were involved in the creation of the temple. And from there, he'll also meet some of the volunteers and the young children.
What is happening right now? If we were to put that in terms of rituals, which are these rituals which are being performed?
So the evening where the Sandhya Aarti was just completed, just 30 seconds ago while we were speaking. Okay. And after that, there's a mantra pushpanjali that occurs in which the patron offers a sankalp, or expresses a prayer or a desire. So I'm sure the Prime Minister is praying for many diverse things, especially for the Hindus here in the United Arab Emirates.
A strong India.
And a strong Bharat, and of course the Hindus around the world, because the diasporas. I live in New York myself, and where I've noticed that...
you have come from New York for this?
Yes, I have. I'm actually a scholar of media and religion there at Columbia University. I'm here as a volunteer to help with the festival.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Yogi. Over to you, Tanima. You can continue your conversation with the guests.
Right. Maria, thank you so much. We'll, of course, keep coming back to you as and when the action picks up over there, of course. But you can see that the ceremonies are being conducted, and the Prime Minister there, one of the key participants in the ceremonies of the inauguration of that particular Hindu temple in Abu Dhabi. But as I said, let me introduce my guest once again, Dr. Wael Awadh, who is a senior international journalist and a West Asia expert, joining us on the show, and also Ambassador Yogesh Gupta, former diplomat. Thank you, sir, to both of you, in fact, for joining us on the discussion. My first question, in fact, is about this is, of course, all about the imagery and the optics which we are seeing on our screens right now. But what kind of an impact will this temple inauguration have on Prime Minister's global image? Dr. Wael Awadh, if you want to take that question first.
Thank you. I think this is a modern, what we call a symbol of a modern mixing between two nations where they have fostered their relation. And I think this is not the first temple in the Middle East as such. It has been temples in Bahrain, in UAE, in Emirates, in Oman, and there are Gurdwara. But to building the largest temple in Abu Dhabi in contemporary history, it's a clear message that to the rest of the world how important is harmony and integration and coexistence among nations. And I think that will also give a clear message from the Arab countries to the Indian diaspora, how it is important that these Indian expats who are living in the Gulf would exceed the 8 million people there, that they can be able to integrate with the society, which they have been contributing extensively to the development to these countries.
Right. And Ambassador Gupta, coming to you, the big diaspora connect, as we were talking about, and even the launch of this first, the largest Hindu temple in, largest stone Hindu temple outside of India and the first Hindu temple in UAE. How does this particular visit of Prime Minister Modi, in fact, propel the India-UAE ties even further? Because this is, in fact, being seen as a milestone visit.
Well, yeah, certainly. I think it's a very significant development because it reveals that there is a complete change of mindset in the relations between India and UAE. Whereas earlier, let's say from the Indian perspective, there was a tendency to look at relations with the UAE through a political prism or through the Pakistan factor. All that has changed now, and now the effort is to see the relationship on the basis of their political, economic, and strategic importance, and how we can use these ties and along with the presence of our vast diaspora to our mutual advantage. Similarly, from the UAE side, I think there is a sea change if one examines it, because earlier, while there was an effort to sort of support the conservative and orthodox Islamic groups, all that is now has changed, and now most of these countries, UAE, Saudi Arabia, and others, now they want to take all sections of their people along, and they are not discriminating or sort of giving preference to those groups. And there is a disconnect, with the fundamentalist groups. They don't want to encourage them anymore, and they are supporting all the sections of people, and a lot of reforms are taking place, and there is an effort to build up the non-oil sector of their economies, build up green renewable energy segments and so on, and also to diversify their relations and hedge and build up ties with a large number of countries such as China, India, and other countries like Japan and so on. So there is a complete change in the way things are being looked at now.
Right. Dr. Wael Awad and Ambassador Gupta, I would request both of you to stay on with us. We'll have to slip into a short break, but we'll continue this discussion right after that. Welcome back, and we are of course on our continuous live coverage of the temple inauguration in UAE, the first Hindu temple inauguration in UAE. Let me go across to my colleague Maria Shakil, who's there at the temple. Maria.
Yes, so you saw the Prime Minister on our television screens, and I'll ask the camera to zoom in there as well, because the Prime Minister is taking a tour of the temple right now. The head of the Swaminarayan sect here is actually explaining each and every carving to the Prime Minister. It's almost living through the stories of various civilizations which have been engraved on these sandstones. So, multiple civilizations depicted here, and the Prime Minister is actually moving around and listening to those stories very, very keenly, and watching, trying to understand which part of which civilization, be it the Arabic civilization or the Indian civilization, the details of Egyptian civilization, all that being seen. The Prime Minister now taking that path. The camera person is zooming in and showing the Prime Minister as he walks down that staircase to interact with the artisans. The entire security of the Prime Minister moving around with him. The SPG, remember, had taken over this temple this morning to ensure that everything was up to mark. On our television screens, the Prime Minister there taking that, walking past and continuing to wave to all the audience which has gathered here with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of aspiration, which is perhaps being realized right now. And here is where he's expected in few minutes. We can expect the Prime Minister to come here. There will be some interaction with the artisans. We have seen something happen in all the temples and corridors which have been built by the government of India in India as well. But here it becomes even more special because these, some of them, these artisans have actually been, they are not the residents of UAE. They do not even come in the category of a diaspora. They are largely those who came here to just make that contribution to the temple, the construction of the temple, for making those, carvings and ensuring that the temple gets this look, the magnificent look that we are seeing at present right now in Abu Dhabi. But those children, that interaction becomes special because we have seen in the past also there has been that special, effort that has been made by the Prime Minister to interact particularly with the children because he understands that the yuva or the future of the country rests with them. So that interaction will again be special one. These children are very excited. They are students who are studying at the Indian school here. The announcement has come from the Prime Minister that there'll be a CBSE office which will be set up in UAE because of the presence of the diaspora. There are several Indian schools which are in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Ajman, Sharjah and other 3 Emirates. And also, the inauguration of the new IIT, the IIT campus of Delhi, which has got a new campus here. So all that engineering marvel as we look at this building, this temple, the magnificent structure, the Prime Minister, even as we wait for his arrival at where we are, before he speaks to all those dignitaries who are gathered here. Over to you, Tanima, in the studio.
Right, Maria, there giving us the latest update from the temple there at UAE, which has been inaugurated by the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister now taking a round of the temple, as Maria mentioned, that he might go and meet the artisans as well who were involved in construction of the temple. We will have to take a short break at this point. Come back for more. Welcome back. Well, let's bring you visuals of the grand temple that has just been inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Abu Dhabi. It is the first Hindu temple in Abu Dhabi of its nature. This is the Baps temple that you can see there. Ahead of the inauguration, the Prime Minister offered water in the virtual Ganga and Yamuna rivers in the temple premises. He then proceeded to offer prayers inside the temple as well. The Prime Minister has been on a 2-day visit to the UAE, and this is his last major engagement before he leaves then for Qatar. I remember that was inserted into the Prime Minister's plan after the 8 naval veterans were released by Qatar. So the Prime Minister will be going there from here. But there are the visuals, as you can see, of the temple. The Prime Minister greeted there by seers, and he's been taken around this temple, which is very significant. It's a massive temple which has been built with over 300 high-tech sensors. We're told it's a 27-acre site, and it's a cost of 700 crore. There have been several years since this temple was being built. 20,000 tons of sandstone pieces were actually carved in Rajasthan and then brought here to the temple and shipped there in some 700 containers. Even marble was brought from Europe to India and then brought on here to Abu Dhabi, where this temple has just been inaugurated by the Prime Minister. He also participated in a global aarti, and as the Prime Minister was performing the aarti here at the Baps Mandir, it was going on simultaneously, we're told, in 1,200 temples across the world. So it was a sort of global aarti that was being performed. Well, to talk more about the significance of the Prime Minister's visit, the inauguration of this temple, we're now joined by Dr. Wael Awadh, the senior international journalist, West Asia expert, and Ambassador Yogesh Gupta, former diplomat. Thank you so much for joining us. And Ambassador Gupta, first to you, the Prime Minister's special connect with the UAE over, his 2 terms as Prime Minister. This is his last international visit before the elections are declared, and he's the relationship between the 2 countries has really, gone from strength to strength under the Prime Minister.
Oh, yes. This is, I think, Prime Minister Modi's 7th visit to UAE. And I would say that the relationship between the 2 countries has completely transformed in these 10 years. Now, UAE is one of our closest friends in the Gulf. India supported the admission of UAE in the BRICS Plus grouping. Then we have got extensive political, economic, security, and other ties with the UAE. We have a flourishing trade, and now more and more effort. We have signed a free trade agreement with the UAE. Then in this current visit, I think new agreements have been signed in regard to digital economy. Then arrangements between credit cards and debit cards of the two countries, so that the Indian community in these countries can send remittances through the help of those credit cards.
Right, and Ambassador Gupta, the significance of this temple inauguration, this massive temple spread over acres and acres, the entire temple complex, and to have the Prime Minister inaugurating this Hindu temple in an Islamic country, the significance and symbolism of it.
Oh yes, this is, I think, extremely important. This is for the first time that in a sensitive region such as the Gulf, which was where some of these countries were earlier sort of characterized by more orthodox, conservative Islamic regimes, and now such a huge temple being constructed for the Hindu community, and shows that there is a complete change in their mindset. And these people are now thinking more in terms of coexistence of different religions, acceptance of Hinduism, and accepting the cultural values.
Right, sorry to interrupt you there, sir. We're just going to go across to our reporter Maria, who is there at the temple. Maria, over to you.
Yes, so on our television screens is the Prime Minister, who is being accompanied by the head of the BAP sect. He is actually explaining each and every architectural significant points here on the temple premises. Now the Prime Minister is actually going towards those children that we had spoken to earlier today. And, as we have been saying, I think the presence of children becomes essential, something that the Prime Minister has always incorporated in his visits. We will try and, show those pictures. We can see those pictures of Prime Minister interacting with those children, where he is actually, telling them and waving at them. Those if the camera could zoom in and show, we can see those interactions that the Prime Minister has just had with the children, and now he is moving towards the shramiks or the artisans, the engineers who come from various parts of India, many of whom have been here for the last few years and have played an important role in this magnificent temple structure that we are seeing, which was inaugurated by the Prime Minister. So the Prime Minister actually now interacting with the engineers, the technicians, all of whom have been involved in this temple, construction work. Now then we can see him move now towards those volunteers, mostly women there, those women who have played a significant role in terms of ensuring that the entire event goes as per plan. These women who we have been interacting with as well, speaking to them regularly, they have been telling us the significance of this temple, what all has been part and the thought that has gone behind it. So the Prime Minister there interacting and now moving towards the women volunteers. Perhaps there is some celebration again, a lot of clapping and the chants that can be heard. There's loud music that is playing here, Gargi. But it's about that message of harmony that we keep talking about, and I think that is what these visuals are symbolizing. Even as the Prime Minister interacts with more volunteers who are telling about their contribution, and of course this personal connect that the Prime Minister often builds with all those who have been involved becomes essential. Something that we have seen in the past as well. Perhaps there will be a photo opportunity. Yes, there is a photo opportunity which is happening. We will try and go to that place and get more visuals of it, but then we are getting those visuals, and I would let the audio play now because the clapping and the other sounds that can be heard, the chants as well of Prime Minister Modi, something that we see often in India, but now being seen in Abu Dhabi here as well. So those visuals as they come in, he is perhaps signing a book, a visitor's book. We will get details of what exactly he has written in it. And even as he spends a few moments there, we can see several Saudis, several Emiratis who have arrived here and who to perhaps participate in this event. Those men who have come in thope, that is the uniform that is often discussed. He is perhaps the Minister of Tolerance who has come to greet the Prime Minister here at the BAPS temple. Remember, it was at the personal intervention of the President of UAE, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, that land was donated for the construction of the BAPS temple. The Prime Minister there now. Actually, you can see the tolerance minister there, along with the Prime Minister and also the BAPS temple sect head here in Abu Dhabi. So a photo opportunity there, and then we will be seeing more such images which will be coming in perhaps from the Prime Minister's office, which will have detailed and frontal shots because we are in this part of the media area where the movement is restricted. But overall now Prime Minister is heading towards the area where the women volunteers of the BAPS sect are present. They have played a very stellar role in ensuring that the entire program is organized well. They have been interacting with people from different walks of life and, perhaps sending that message that their role becomes equally important. Just a quick word here, Gargi, that, the BAPS sect is of brahmacharis. So, we tried to speak to any of those, the priests. We were told clearly that women journalists are not allowed to interact with them, and the interaction will happen only with men. That was perhaps one of those points that we realized that this is a group which is very different from other sects that we have heard, but it's unique in its own way. There is a photo opportunity which is happening with the women volunteers, and then the Prime Minister goes back inside where he will be addressing the gathering of all those who have come from several parts of UAE and also from India. So the Prime Minister being accompanied by the Minister of Tolerance here. It's the only country in the Middle East which has a minister, a dedicated portfolio holder for that kind of role, because Middle East is trying to send a message of unity and coexistence, and the role of Minister of Tolerance perhaps becomes essential and rather interesting. Over to you, Gargi.
All right, Maria, thanks so much for joining us. Maria, they're reporting from the temple as the Prime Minister has inaugurated the BAPS temple in Abu Dhabi, the first Hindu temple there. He's interacting, as you can see, with the head seer there, as well as an official who has come to speak with him. The Prime Minister's been on a 2-day visit, and this is his last major engagement, the inauguration of this temple in Abu Dhabi, and a massive temple at that. Well, let's go across to our guests. And Dr. Wael Awad, earlier we were speaking to Ambassador Gupta about the significance of the Prime Minister inaugurating this temple, a Hindu temple in an Islamic nation like the UAE. It's been quite something, the manner in which he's managed to build ties with countries across the Gulf.
Absolutely. I think ever since the Prime Minister have taken office in 2014, we have seen him visiting the region more than 15 times. And Abu Dhabi and UAE has been one of the prime center priority for him. He visited 7 times, and he had a strong bond relation with the president of UAE. And in fact, it also shows reflect the commitment of UAE of a tolerance and a coexistence. It's also the commitment to pluralism, cultural diversity, and religious freedom. So that sort of messages that the UAE is trying to give, I think this is what I was trying to say. It is the model kind of, the modern model between India and UAE, which is going to be reflecting in most of the Arab country, most of the world, most of West Asia, because we see India as a natural extension into West Asian nation, because about barring 76 years where Pakistan was formed, India was a natural extension there. So the Indian food security, oil security, cultural security, and diaspora security as well is a part of India's main national interest. So if that could be fostered with the relation between the two countries and to provide peace and tranquility in this part of the world, I think India is reaching out to most of the Arab country under Prime Minister Modi. And I think that negligence, which has been for years, for more than 34 years of the Gulf country, is now more of an Indian interest and approach, and proactive approach, not only for Arab-India relation. In fact, if I may add here, that the Indian diaspora and each citizen of India is matter for the Prime Minister.
Right, and Dr. Awad, also what's been, interesting and quite remarkable is the fact that while Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he wears, Hindu pride on his sleeve, and there's a lot of Hindu nationalism associated with him, which is questioned back home here in India. But despite that, and he's really, as we said, visited various countries across the Gulf and established very deep relationships. So how do you see that?
I think he played a major role in fostering a personal touch with his relation with most of the leaders, not only in the Arab country. In fact, he had also with most of the international leaders. He developed a sort of a karmas and style that it is everybody now talking about. I think he made a brand of himself internationally, and every Indian now, I'm sure, outside the country is proud also of being Indian, because he strengthened India in the international community. There is a very strong, recognition of India as a soft power, as an emerging power in Asia, which can be reckoned with and also which can be trusted. So this sort of messages that they have been giving, and you keeping your attire with the traditional classic Indian clothes, is also a message that everybody start wearing it. I'm among the people who keep wearing the Indian traditional clothes for years, and that's where most of the Arab also do the same. And whenever there is a visit, they're always mixed and try to live like the Roman behave in Rome.
Right. Well, thank you so much. Do stay on. We're going to slip into a short break and return with more. Welcome back. Now, a short while ago, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's on a two-day visit to the UAE, inaugurated the Bap Swaminarayan Temple in Abu Dhabi. It's the first Hindu temple in Abu Dhabi. The inauguration of the 108 feet high temple marks a significant moment for the Hindu community as well as for the two countries' bilateral ties. Now, this temple was built by a Vaishnav sect, and there you can see the Prime Minister offering prayers, which he did after the inauguration. He also offered water in the virtual Ganga and Yamuna rivers in the temple premises. In fact, he also participated in a global aarti, which was being performed simultaneously at over 1,200 temples worldwide. So a significant moment there, and this is the last big engagement of the Prime Minister's two-day visit in the UAE. He then goes on to Qatar, where he will be meeting the Emir of Qatar. He will be in Doha, and this comes after the 8 naval veterans were released by Qatar. Well, to talk more of the significance of the Prime Minister's visit, we're joined by Dr. Awail Awad and also Ambassador Yogesh Gupta. And Ambassador Gupta, earlier you were talking about, the symbolism and significance of the Prime Minister being in an Islamic country in the UAE, such strong ties. We saw the manner in which he was, welcomed and greeted by the leadership there. And now to inaugurate this temple, which is the largest temple outside of India.
Oh, yes. I think the ties between the two countries have really gone from strength to strength. And not only bilaterally, if you look at regionally also, we have got a new political grouping called I2U2, which includes India, Israel, United States, and UAE. And then we are talking in terms of an India, Middle East, Europe corridor. So India and UAE are going to play a critical role in all these groupings. So our relationship with the UAE is prospering and it's moving beyond the bilateral domain. And we are exploring new areas of cooperation in technology, in security, and so on. There is talk of joint manufacturing in defense and so on. So I think the relationship has been completely transformed in these last 10 years. And now we are looking at UAE as one of our major partners for cooperation in that region.
That's right. And Dr. Val Awad, also, with India having such close ties with Gulf nations, at the same time, if we talk about internationally, of course, the big issue right now is the war in Gaza. And we also have very close ties with Israel. So how is this viewed by the Gulf countries?
Well, I think, as Ambassador was saying, if I understood your question because of the drop down of the audio, I would say that there is a symbolic sort of relation between the Prime Minister and the rest of the Gulf country, which has really been paying dividends. And that is what Indian Prime Minister have succeeded, and unlike many other of the Indian Prime Minister. But that's, having said that, I wouldn't say that India-Arab relation have not been fostering over the years, but we have seen this, the cooperation between India and UAE in the field of technology, science, education, and then you had also a common ground of India and approaching with the West Asia and regarding to the challenges to the peace and tranquility regionally and internationally. We have seen India everywhere. We have seen them in the international arena and all the Arab countries together with India. And I think India's soft power with the rest of the world have also been growing faster. And in the Arab country, where the Indian community has been doing their magnificent job in contributing to the welfare of the people, as well as the revenue that they are generating to India,
right.
These are issues has to be taken in consideration in any kind of a model for the future relation between any two countries.
All right. Well, thank you so much both for joining us on the program. And there on your screens, visuals from a short while ago as the Prime Minister inaugurated the Babs Temple in Abu Dhabi. We'll slip into a short break. News updates continue on NDTV.